राधे जय जय श्री राधे जय जय श्री राधे। सरल संकीर्तन। कृपा करू बरसाने वाली, तेरी कृपा का भरोसा भारी। तेरा तेरी कृपा सहन वाली, तेरी कृपा की है बलिहारी। तेरी कृपा की है बलिहारी। तेरी कृपा की है बलिहारी। कृपा करू बरसाने वाली, तेरी कृपा का भरोसा भारी। करू बरसाने वाली, कृपा का भरोसा भारी। कृपा कर प्यारी, ऐसी कृपा कर वारी वारी। कृपा कर प्यारी, ऐसी कृपा कर वारी वारी। ऐसी कृपा कर वारी वारी। ऐसी कृपा कर वारी वारी। कृपा करू बरसाने वाली, कृपा का भरोसा भारी। कृपा करू बरसाने वाली, कृपा का भरोसा के पाछे डोले बनवारी माँ के पाछे डोले बनवारी कृपा करो बरसाने वाली कृपा का भरोसा भारी कृपा करो बरसाने वाली कृपा का भरोसा भारी कृपा कारी हृद त्यागी तेरे द्वार भीड़ भारी त्यागी कृपा कारी हृद त्यागी तेरे द्वार भीड़ भारी त्यागी तेरे द्वार भीड़ भारी त्यागी तेरे द्वार भीड़ भारी त्यागी कृपा करो बरसाने वाली कृपा का भरोसा भारी कृपा करो बरसाने वाली कृपा का भरोसा भारी हो या ना हो अधिकारी सब पर कृपा करे त्यागी हो या ना हो अधिकारी सब पर कृपा करे त्यागी सब पर कृपा करे त्यागी सब पर कृपा करे त्यागी कृपा करो बरसाने वाली कृपा का भरोसा भारी कृपा करो बरसाने वाली वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की। पूजामूलं गुरोर्पदम् मन्त्रमूलं गुरोर्वाक्यम् भक्तिमूलं गुरोर्कृपा गोपालाङ्गणकर्दमे विहरसि विप्राध्वरे लज्जसे ब्रूषे गोसुतं कृतैः स्तुतिपदैर्मौनं विधत्से दास्यं गोकुलकामिनीषु पुरुषे स्वाम्यं न दत्तात्मसु जाने कृष्ण त्वदीयपाद युगलम् प्रेमैकलभ्यम् यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रणोति तस्मै तद्ब्रह्मदेवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। Dear devotees, in the last couple of days, I've been explaining the topic of where suffering originates. So we went through in some detail along the logical steps. We understood that mental suffering is the main suffering that we have to examine, because if we can remove our mental suffering, then physical suffering can be bear. We can bear physical suffering if our mind is happy. If our mind is not assaulted by all the problems, all the worries and fears, and every other type of affliction that we have, then we can deal with anything. So mental suffering, where does it come from? It comes from desire. All mental suffering originates from desire. desire gives rise to anger if it's unfulfilled. This everybody experiences. And if desire is fulfilled, it doesn't give us relief from desire. It just leads to more desire. There is a saying by Vedavyasji, Girir Mahan Girirabdhir Mahanabdhir Naho Mahat Nabhasopi Param Brahma Tato Pyasha Duratyaya. Telling about the nature of desire, Vedavyasji says a mountain is massive, but even more enormous than a mountain is the ocean. The ocean contains many mountains larger than Mount Everest even. But greater than the ocean is the endless space of this universe. And of course, greater even than the endless space is Bhagavan himself, because he contains everything. However, there's something greater than God, that is worldly desire. How so? Because God can be attained and has been attained by uncountable souls through the correct process. Although God himself is infinite, unlimited, yet with his grace he can be known. With his grace he is grahya, bhaktyaham grahya. Bhagavat. Sri Krishna says, I can be captured. In fact, Sri Krishna becomes the das of his selfless devotee. The one who asks him for nothing, makes no demand, but has a desire to love Krishna and please him and give him happiness. The devotee who has such sentiments makes Sri Krishna his slave through his love. So God can be defeated in that way. God can be conquered. We can make Sri Krishna our das. But worldly desire can never be conquered. There's no end to it. You go on, even if someone just kept asking, although God doesn't fulfill worldly desires until after God realization, if somebody is ignorant enough to be fully surrendered to God and yet still ask for something worldly, then God would give a worldly boon, fulfill a worldly desire. After we are fully surrendered, He can do that, not before. But nonetheless, let's say He did. Let's say whatever we asked for in this world, He fulfilled it. There would still be no end to our asking. We ask for one thing, He fulfills it. We think we need more, we ask for that, He gives us that too. There's no end. We just want asking for more and more. So worldly desire cannot be extinguished by fulfilling it. It's never happened in the history of the world that someone fulfilled all of their worldly desires and then had a feeling that, okay, that's enough. They had contentment. That has never happened. They always feel, we always feel, we need something more. So this is why worldly desire is greater than God, because worldly desire has never been conquered. So we tried to understand the origin of this desire, and we saw that it arises out of attachment. What we're attached to, we naturally desire. Where did that attachment come from? Repeatedly thinking about that person or thing as a source of happiness. We call that chintan. Baar baar chintan karte hain. We think again and again. We dwell very deeply upon our belief that this person will make me happy or this thing will make me happy, and then we become attached to the extent of our thinking, that deep and big our attachment becomes. Then we try to understand why do we do such thinking, and it's because we desire happiness, very simply. Every soul desires happiness. And because we desire happiness and the world is visible in front of us, we identify potential people or things that we think could make us happy. Then that process of chintan starts, which leads to attachment and desire and all the other mental afflictions. Now, why do we desire happiness? I explained that as well. That the desire for happiness is innate in every living being because every soul is Ansh of Bhagavan. And every Ansh desires their Anshi. Every Ansh desires their Anshi, so every soul desires God. And God himself is Anand. That is his very definition. That is his substantial self, is that he is perfect happiness. And since we are a part of him, so we desire that perfect happiness. It's our nature. So we shouldn't think of eliminating the desire for happiness. What we should think of is changing the field of our desire. This is the solution to the problem. We cannot just say, okay, if I want peace, I have to go in some remote cave and make my mind silent. I have to make my mind stop desiring anything. Oh, that's unnatural. Why do you desire all the things you do? Because you think those things will make me happy. And desiring happiness is natural. So trying to cease that activity of the mind is impossible. People try, they fail. They abandon all worldly possessions and go to some remote location, but their mind keeps running. Their mind keeps working. The mind can never stop desiring happiness. So even if we're away from all worldly enjoyments, our mind will never give up the desire for those enjoyments. Unless we can fulfill the original desire of the mind for perfect happiness. So, you see, there's a point where we diverge from the correct path. Desiring happiness is correct. But then, I told you this yesterday, there's two fields where we can desire that happiness. We can desire it from God, or we can desire it from the Maya world. That's the fork in the road. So, desiring happiness, correct. Now, making the world our target, that by getting this thing, I'll find happiness, incorrect. If we were to desire that happiness from Shri Krishna, correct, we would have gotten it. We would have gotten that perfect happiness, and then automatically all of our worldly desires would have evaporated because they're only there to fulfill that original desire. All the worldly desires are secondary desires. They're all only existing to fulfill the desire for happiness. And our original desire is for divine happiness. Remember, we're a divine soul, and we are Ansh of divine God, who is Anand. So it's the divine Anand that is our original desire, not the imagined experience of happiness or self-created experience of happiness that we get from this world. I explained that yesterday as well. That based on the size of the attachment, accordingly we have a size of a desire for that person or thing, and then when we get that, we have the same size of enjoyment, some kind of experience of happiness. But it's fleeting. because it was all based on our own thinking. So it quickly passes, that feeling of happiness quickly passes, and then we have to let the desire build up again. Once we have a desire for that thing that's built up again in our mind, then we can enjoy it again. But that again becomes boring. This is the illusory nature of worldly happiness. But divine happiness, once you get it, it lasts forever. And it's unlimited in amount, so you can never feel, oh, there's something bigger than this, there's something greater than this. No, you got the greatest thing. Infinite happiness and divine happiness. Just like in the world, there are certain things that are separated, they have separate departments. Like if you put a telescope to your ear and try to look at the stars, people will call you crazy. If you try to argue, oh, the light coming from the stars, that's a Maya thing, that's a Prakrit thing. And this sense of hearing, that's also Prakrit. So, sense of sight, sense of hearing, sense of taste, these are all material senses. So why can't I experience any of the material things with any sense? No, it doesn't work that way. Ears can hear sound, eyes can see light. So don't put a telescope to your ear and say, oh, just because it's all Prakrit, should be interchangeable. So when there's such strict boundaries, even within the material realm, then we're talking about divine happiness of God, which is desired by the divine soul. That's our original desire. And instead, we're giving the soul material temporary enjoyments. Just, something, I experience it through my senses, and I think that's going to please my soul. It doesn't reach the level of the soul. It temporarily excites the mind, which is also Maya. Senses are Maya, mind is Maya, the object of enjoyment is Maya. But it never reaches the level of the divine soul. So, forever, and we can remember this life at least, in this life, our entire life, we've been doing just that, giving material enjoyments and hoping the divine soul feels happy with that. But this is our mistake. We took the wrong fork in the road. We didn't even know there was a fork in the road because we didn't have a divine guru to guide us. We didn't even know there was a fork in the road. We've always been focused on this world. The world is pratyaksh. It's right here before us. So we see and experience this world directly every day. Therefore, quite naturally, our search for happiness is going to be directed towards the world. We never knew we took a wrong turn. What is the wrong turn? We are, see what Bhagavatam says. Bhayam dvitiya dhiniveshatah sya dishadape tasya viparyayo smriti tanmayato buddha abhajetam bhaktyayikayesham gurudevatatma. Bhagavatam says, since eternity we have been vimukh from Bhagavan. Vimukh means turned away. Just like I said, there's a fork in the road. So say Maya is this side, God is this side. We are turned towards Maya and we have our back towards God. तो हम लोग अनादिकाल से भगवान से विमुख हैं, माया से सन्मुख हैं. Turned away from God and towards the world means what? Just what I said. This world is mine. We believe that. This world belongs to me. I'll get my happiness from this world. So we're turned towards the world emotionally, mentally, and turned away from God. We don't think of God as mine. We don't think I'll get happiness from God. So we're turned away from God. We're turned towards Maya. So what does this cause? This causes Maya to affect our intellect. And the effect of Maya is to make us forget our true identity. Our true identity, we are a divine soul. We are Ansh of Bhagwan. We're related to Bhagwan. We forget. We believe, I am this body. That consciousness that I am this body is ingrained. We fully believe that. Even if somebody asks you what is your true identity, you might have heard these lectures before, or Kripalji Maharaj's lectures, and you know technically, intellectually, okay, I'm a divine soul. You might be able to give the correct answer. But we don't live in that awareness that I am a divine soul. We live in the consciousness that this is me, this physical body. And this is the effect of Maya. It makes us forget our true self and think we're this body. And then, once you have that belief that I am this physical body, because the body is Maya and belongs to the world, so naturally, the world is mine. And everything I need will come from this world. So then we get attached in the world, and due to that attachment, we do all kinds of karma in this world and suffer all kinds of mental anguish due to our attachments and desires. And then we have to be reborn because of our karma, and we go on and on through 8.4 million species of existence over and over again. All because of what? We are vimukh from Bhagwan. So who can make us sanmukh to Bhagwan when we can't see him? We don't have any direct experience of him. Bhagavatam says, Guru Devatatma. The Guru will teach you bhakti, and through the correct practice of bhakti, you can turn your mind towards God. Becoming sanmukh is a practice. Another word for being sanmukh is sharanagat, being surrendered to God. Another way to understand it is attachment. We're attached in the world, we need to become attached to Shri Krishna. We love the world, we need to love Shri Krishna. We have faith in the world. This world will make me happy. We need to have faith in Shri Krishna. It's all different ways of explaining the same thing. Basically, our mind has to go to Shri Krishna. Right now, the mind is fully entrenched in the world. So, when did this situation begin? It's important to understand that it never began. Ye vimukhta sada se hai, kabhi shuru nahi hui. We never became vimukh. Because sada pashyanti suraya tad vishno paramam padam. Once you reach God, once you become sanmukh to God, what happens is you get God's grace. And God's grace eliminates the effect of Maya. And then Maya can never touch you again. Maya can never attack you, conquer you, make you forget your divine identity, that you're a soul. Oh, one time, if you surrender to God, you will never be separate from God again. So, by this fact that we are currently turned away from God, then we know that we have been turned away from God forever. It never started. It can't have started. If we were with God, we could have never been separated from God. If we were turned towards Shri Krishna, we could have never become vimukh from Shri Krishna. There is no power in existence that can remove a soul from God once that soul is God realized. So if we are away from God today, it means we have been since eternity. And in fact, that's what Jivatma is. It's a divine soul under the bondage of Maya. This is how we've been forever. There's no, sometimes people think, oh God, why did He put us here in this Maya? Why did He kick us out of His divine abode? We say, oh, I have to get back to God. We were never with God. We've always been under Maya. We have eternally been souls under Maya, eternally vimukh from Bhagavan, eternally attached in this world, eternally entrenched in our desire for this world. So it's a hard concept to grasp, the concept of eternity, that it's always been like this. But it also makes logical sense that had we ever been turned towards God, then Maya is just a lifeless energy, which is God's power. How could Maya overpower God and tear a soul away? It's like this soul is coming under me now. Maya has no such ability to do anything. Maya cannot overpower God, and Maya cannot overpower any soul that is surrendered to God. But if we're turned away from God, then Maya has the effect on us. Someone might say, how? Maya is Jara Shakti, a lifeless, mindless energy. And souls are divine, Chetan, a part of God. How could this lifeless Maya energy be able to overpower Ansh of Bhagavan? So it's like this. Shri Kripaluji Maharaj has given a beautiful analogy to help us understand. He says, the sun is like Shri Krishna. The darkness can never overcome the sun. If the sun is there, there can't be darkness. It's impossible. Darkness cannot even go in front of the sun. So similarly, Maya is darkness, and Bhagavan Shri Krishna is the sun. Now, drashtuncha tatvena praveshtuncha parantapa. Gita says the same thing. I am only noble through bhakti, Shri Krishna is saying. I am only visible, I can be seen through bhakti. My divine abode can be entered into only through bhakti. Bhaktya tvananyaya, bhaktya hamekaya grahya, shraddhayatma priyah satam, bhakti punati mannishtha shvapakanapi sambhavat. In the Bhagavad, Shri Krishna again says, I am only grahya, I am attainable through bhakti. Bhaktya hamekaya grahya. Only through one means, through bhakti alone. Bari mathe baruhoy dhrit sikate barutena binu hari bhajan na bhavatariya yah siddhantaya pela. Ramayana also says, even if someone could make the impossible possible, like they could squeeze a rock and get oil out of it, or they could churn water and get butter out of it, Even if they could do those impossible things, they could never cross the ocean of Maya and reach God without doing bhakti. So bhakti is the process through which we become sanmukh. Now, although bhakti is described in many different ways, and the most famous, the most well-known is called Navadha Bhakti. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smarnam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyamatma Nivedanam. These are all different ways of doing bhakti. But actually, we can say there's only two ways of doing bhakti. You're either doing external bhakti or you're doing internal bhakti. You're doing bhakti with your body or you're doing bhakti with your mind. Bhakti with your body, we're all very familiar with. You do arti with your hands. You do pranam in the mandir with your head. You do puja again with your hands. You do tirth yatra with your feet. You do parikrama with your feet. So many different ways. You do pat with your eyes. You do vandana with your mouth, with your voice. These are all the physical ways of devotion. So what is internal devotion? Mental devotion? That is only one. Smarana. Remember I said, how does attachment get created? Through repeated thinking. Well, the same repeated thinking, if it is directed towards Bhagavan, that is called Smarana Bhakti. Smarana Bhakti is the real Bhakti. Because when we say become sanmukh to Bhagavan, it's the mind that has to become sanmukh, not the body. Bhagavan is already vyapt in our body. It's not like he's behind us. Although we say, Dva Suparna Sayuja Sakhaya Samanam Vriksham Parikhasva Jate Tayoranya Pipalam Swadvatya Nashnan Nandyo Abhichakashiti Jushtam Yada Pashyatyanyanishamasya Mahimanamiti Vita Shoka Mundakopanishad. The soul is eternally turned away from God, and if a soul turns towards God, they'll meet Him face to face, and iti vita shokaha, all of his suffering is finished forever. So, in this mantra, there's a metaphor that's told that there are two birds in the same tree, and one bird is vimukh from the other bird. The other bird is watching his eternal friend. But the first bird has forgotten about his eternal friend, and he's just busy trying to eat the fruits of the tree. And the other bird is watching, when will my friend look towards me? And Ved says that these two birds are the soul and Shri Krishna. Obviously, we are the one, the forgetful one, the busy one. And Shri Krishna is the one who has never forgotten us, has never even looked away from us for 1 second. He's waiting. And if that soul turns towards Shri Krishna, they get divine happiness. They get the divine vision of Shri Krishna. They meet Him face to face, and all suffering is finished forever. As soon as you get divine happiness, there's no reason to have material desires, because those desires were all for what? To get happiness. Once you get it, you have nothing more to desire. Now you're just eternally in the state of perfect bliss. So you have no even one iota of suffering ever. Even if you're physically suffering, you can never be mentally or emotionally suffering. So, this idea of turning around and meeting Shri Krishna is not physically, He's not behind us. Well, he is behind us, but he's also in front of us, beside us, within us. He's omnipresent, but we are mentally turned away from him, emotionally turned away from him, because we are already surrendered to the world. So the process is actually very simple. The same process we use to get attached to anyone or anything in the world, we use the same process to get attached to Shri Krishna. What is that? In the world, we get attached to someone when we think they are mine. See, one time there was a boy growing up in a village. His father one day disciplined him very strictly. And the boy couldn't handle it, and he left the house in anger and never came back. He went to another town, did some odd jobs, worked here and there, ended up working for Safety and learning the business, and himself eventually starting up a business, and then became wealthy all on his own. Then he thought one day, I want to go back and show my father I made something of myself. Show him I'm a big man now. So he was driving his car back towards the village where he grew up. But the car broke down. So while the car was getting repaired overnight, he had to stay in a dharmashala along the way. Now his father had been missing his son for so many years, and he used to spend a lot of his time just wandering around here and there, also staying in various dharmashalas, half out of his mind in separation from his son. So it so happened that he was also in that same dharmashala that same night, and they were in adjoining rooms. And the father, because he was half mad, was making all kinds of sounds throughout the night, sometimes laughing, sometimes crying, moaning, talking to himself. So the boy, now he's become a wealthy man, so he has some pride. He comes out and he yells at the manager of that dharmashala, "What kind of crazy people do you let stay in your dharmashala? I haven't been able to sleep all night. This crazy man in the next room is making so much noise." So then the man also came out into the hallway and said, "You better watch how you talk about me. Do you know who I am? I am Thakur, so-and-so." The boy says, "Well, I am also Thakur." And the father says, "I am Thakur from such and such a village." The boy says, "I am also Thakur from that village." Then the father recognized his son. And all the anger melted away, and he's looking at his son with love in his face and opening his arms, and the boy is thinking, this man is really crazy. One minute he's looking like he wants to attack me, and now he's looking at me like he wants to embrace me. Who knows? He may bite me if I get too close. Then the man said, "My son, I am not Thakur. I am your father." Then the boy recognized his father, and the two of them embraced. So the point of this story is, the moment they realized their relationship, there was love instantly. At first, there was no realization that we're father and son. So there was no mamata, there was no apanapan, and the moment they knew, oh, you're my father, you're my son, instant love. This is what our mind can accomplish if we repeatedly think of Shri Krishna as mine. You see, the end goal is to reach the point where our mind is 100% surrendered to Shri Krishna. We have 100% belief that He is mine. He is my divine Father. He is my divine friend. Right now we like the idea, but in our heart of hearts, we only believe it in a small percentage. So how to get to 100%? Because when we get to 100%, that means we're 100% surrendered to Him, then we get His grace. That kripa makes our whole apparatus, our senses, our mind, everything divine. Then we can see the fact that He was always with us. He was always right here in front of us. But only when we surrender to Him with His grace, we can get that experience. So to get to that point, you see, there's nothing more required than to get our mind to that point of being 100% surrendered to Him. So how to get to that point? We have to think over and over and over again. Hari Guru Hi Hai Mere Govind Radhe Bar Bar Soch Nahi Unte Mila De. Shri Kripalji Maharaj says, just thinking again and again, only He is mine, only He is mine. That is the path, that is all that's required. That will make you meet with Shri Krishna. Sadh soch nahi sadhana hai Govind Radhe Bar Bar soch nahi unte mila de. Sadhana, sadhana means a process you follow to attain your goal. So the goal of God realization requires a sadhana. And in this case, Shri Kripalji Maharaj says the sadhana is bar bar sochana. Hari Guru Hi Hai Mere Govind Radhe Yehi Nit Sochana Upasana Batade. Just thinking it again and again, that is upasana, that is bhakti. So the mental form of devotion is more important than the physical form of devotion. Physical devotion is helpful, but it's meant to be helpful for keeping our mind in God and Guru. Just physical devotion on its own is not enough. Because we can do physical devotion and be keeping our mind attached in the world, believing the world is mine, and we're just doing a physical formality of devotion. That has no effect of taking us in the direction we want to go. We have to attach our mind to Shri Krishna. That is the prana. That is the essence of devotion, is just thinking again and again. He is mine. He is mine. And He is happiness. हम लोग स्वार्थी है ना, जहाँ हम लोग समझते हैं कि हमारा स्वार्थ सिद्ध होगा, वही हम लोग प्यार करते हैं. Wherever we believe our self-interest is going to be fulfilled, we naturally love that person. Self-interest means happiness. Wherever we believe we'll get happiness, we naturally love. Jate kachu nij swarakh lagi, apar mamta karai sab koi, sur nar muni sab kiya hariti, swarakh lagi karahi sab priti. It's the nature of everybody who's not God realized. Anyone who hasn't attained the perfect happiness of the soul to become complete and content, that person is bound to this law of nature, that where we believe we'll find happiness, that is where we will love. So if we want to love Shri Krishna, we have to believe He is happiness. We have to believe that we will only get happiness when we meet Shri Krishna. So these two thoughts have to be practiced again and again. Shri Krishna is mine. Shri Krishna is mine. Happiness is only in Shri Krishna, not in this world. Then the mind will gradually go towards Him. Remember I told you, by thinking again and again about a person or a thing in this world, we get attached to them. However much you thought about them, that's how big the attachment becomes. We just have to use the same process for Shri Krishna, divert the activity of the mind towards Shri Krishna, then we'll become attached to Him. So attachment is not a bad thing. Again, it's the fork in the road. If you get attached to Shri Krishna, your mind gets purified and you attain divine bliss. If you get attached in the world, your mind gets more impure, and the result is just rebirth, endless rebirth in the 8.4 million species. So, you understand in general that we have to get our mind attached to Shri Krishna through the process of Smarana Bhakti. There's some more details we have to understand about how can we actually practice this on a daily basis, and those details will be shared with you tomorrow in the concluding speech of this series. Bolo Ladli Lal Ki Jai. Now we'll conclude with a few minutes of Kirtan. Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda 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 श्रीमद् युगल सरकार की श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय जय श्री राधे जय जय श्री राधे जय जय श्री राधे। We'll be going out for Aarti shortly, so either before the Aarti or afterwards during dinner, you're welcome to check out our book table where we have many very valuable books by Sri Kripalji Maharaj. I would also highly recommend that you can listen to his lectures on YouTube. If you do that, then this knowledge will gradually go deeper and deeper and deeper. So find his lectures channel on YouTube, just search Kripalji Maharaj, it will come up automatically, his official lectures channel. He also has an official Sankirtan channel. All the Kirtans we sing are actually composed by him, and you can find hundreds of those available on his Sankirtan channel. But you're not made any announcement today.
Thank you for joining the DSP. Tomorrow will be finished